Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow has released a proposed 2025 city budget. The draft document includes an almost 7% tax increase. So let's get right to Sarah MacMillan at City Hall. Sarah, not as high as last year's historic rate increase, but still higher than Toronto dealt with for years. Walk us through what the mayor is proposing and how she's defending it.
Absolutely, Chris. Well, to start off with that number, so there are two components to this proposed tax increase. There's the 5.4% property tax increase that will go to the operating budget, then also the 1.5% city building levy. That is for capital projects. So altogether, the combined increase that is proposed today, 6.9%. Now, that is lower, as you said, than last year's, which was a 9.5% increase, the largest we've seen in decades. But still, this nearly 7% increase, certainly higher than the rate of inflation, certainly still significant. And this is because the city has a $1.2 billion opening budget pressure. So it has to find a way to fill that hole. This morning we heard they have found millions of dollars in savings through efficiencies, but still need to balance the budget somehow. And that's where this property tax increase comes in. Chow responded to questions this morning about, how this increase will affect affordability.
If you are a tenant, which is half of the city of Toronto, you will not see an increase, because if you look at the rate of multi-res, it's only 2.7% increase. The rate reduction is 15%, so they can't pass it on to the local residents. The tenants.
Now, Chris, in terms of where that money is going, some things we already knew about, including a TTC budget increase, 6.5%, $85 million. Also a police budget increase, 3.9% there. Chow had also already made an announcement about hiring more traffic agents, spending $3 million on that to help fight congestion. Some other things, and we'll get some more details as the day goes on and we actually have a chance to look at the documents, get a technical briefing. But some of the highlights we heard about this morning, some other housing-related investments, increasing certain services like keeping libraries open 7 days a week, opening splash pads and pools earlier in the summer and keeping them open longer. Also heard about expanding the school food program. Here's Mayor Chow talking about some of the investment priorities.
We're investing in core services and frontline workers to make sure that there's safety. Whether you are taking TTC at night, a senior who needs to take an ambulance, or relying on sidewalks and road clear of snow and ice, or in need of crisis intervention, the city has to work for you.
You're still waiting for that tech briefing that's still to come. Then there will be consultations as well. So walk us through the next steps with this budget.
Yeah, so consultations as part of it for sure, as you mentioned, Chris. So over the next 2 weeks, the budget committee will review the proposed budget, I should say, the first draft, and will give its recommendations to the mayor, and also having public consultations this week and next as well, so the public can share their thoughts. The mayor will then take all that into consideration, and then she has to present her final version of this budget by February 1st. Now, it's her final version. It's not necessarily the final version. It then goes to City Council on February 11th. One thing that's a little bit different, though, this year is that this year, this first budget is really being framed by Chow's office as her budget. So in past years, it was staff recommendations. It's still the same process this year, but I think that signals that what we're hearing today likely will, look quite similar to that final budget that we'll see approved next month. Chris?
Especially with those strong mayor powers, certainly. All right, Sarah MacMillan for us with a busy day at City Hall. Thank you, Sarah.